Now that I've registered as the chair of my organization or as the chief executive or director of my statutory body, it's time to create my organization record on the grants portal. Step 2. We return to the grants portal. You will see within the welcome panel, I have the option to search or register for an organization. I click on that button. It will take me to the organizational search. Functionality within the AIMS system requires us to search for an organizational name before we can create a new organization to avoid duplicates. In this case, we know we are creating an organization for the first time as the chair or chief executive, director of my body. So I will search for a random text string, perform a search to see the option to create a new organization. Here we see there are no results for my search string in the organizational legal name, but I now have the option to create an organization. I can click on that button. This takes me to a screen where I can enter some details about the organization that I need to create. We can see on this page we have a number of different data fields. The red asterisk indicates that these fields are mandatory. I have the organizational legal name, an email address. This is an optional field. There is no asterisk here. It may be for an info at for my organizational email address. I'm going to leave that blank in this case. It's not a required field. I do not want to put in my personal email address, the email address that I registered with. That's already in use, so it's not useful in that field. I will select my organizational legal status, whether or not I'm a statutory body, organization founded date, using the date picker, and I also need to confirm whether I am a chairperson or whether I am the chief executive or director of a statutory body. Next, we move to the address line. We have some mandatory fields here as well. Mount Street in this instance for address line 1. We also need to enter the town. Address line 3, address line 4, these are not mandatory fields, but you can put in the full address as required. We have the country field here, by default is Northern Ireland, and a county value that we need to be able to select. And here is our postcode field, again a mandatory field that requires us to manually input the information. And another mandatory field here to take main address. So we can see on the address line, we have address line 1, the street address, we want the town address, country, county, postcode. Complete all the mandatory fields, save that record, and we have created our organization within the system. We have a note to say our details have been saved. I can close here or return using my inbox icon to take me back to my dashboard. If I look at the Edit My Details screen again, we can see now that I have registered both as an individual and I've created an organizational record. If I select that record, you can see a number of things. Again, this is the same layout we saw when we created the organization. We have a number of tabs for the details that we input, the addresses, applications once we've started to apply, and some contacts. If I click on the Contacts tab, we'll see that I am here registered as the organization administrator for this organization. And I'll return to my inbox now. In due course, we look at applying for completing application forms, looking at available schemes. That is the next stage. What we'll look at next is registering a second user on the portal so that they can also start and complete application forms on behalf of our organization.